Hey yogis and yogis, welcome to Yogana. My name is Anna. Today we're going to be focusing on a flow especially geared for the no-gis out there. So if you don't consider yourself a yogi, you've only done yoga a couple of times, or you've never practiced yoga, this is going to be a really awesome video for you to just practice on the basic postures and flows of what makes up a yoga flow. So go ahead and grab a comfortable seat on your mat if you have one, or just find a comfortable space on the floor and we'll get started. All right guys, so let's go ahead and begin in a standing posture. So go ahead and make your way up to the front of the mat. Start to roll out the shoulders so that we really get a feel for rolling those shoulders down the spine in that traditional Tadasana or mountain pose posture. So just rolling out the shoulders, switching directions, rolling them forward, giving yourself a little massage in the shoulders. Rolling out the neck, releasing tension. It's all up in the upper body. Rocking the head side to side. Working out any tight areas. Good, and then eventually coming to stillness. So once you work all the tension out of the upper body, the shoulders, the neck, we'll roll the shoulders back down the spine. The palms are gonna face in front of you. So nice and open fingertips. Feel really grounded in the feet. So from here, we're just gonna go ahead and find our balance and find the 4 points of our feet grounding us. So just rolling the body, the weight towards the top right corner of the feet, and then making a little circle with the hips. So rolling over to the top left corner of the feet, the bottom left corner, and then all the way over to the bottom right corner. So just making those circles with the hips, feeling all 4 corners of the foot as you feel really grounded, maybe looking down for a little extra stability, or just looking forward to challenge your balance. Switching directions of the circle. Good. And then coming back to stillness. Hips right over the ankles, the feet, roll the shoulders back down the spine. Good, and then we're gonna make our way down onto the mats. So we'll go ahead and inhale, take the arms all the way up overhead. The palms can touch if that's an option, or just reach all the way up really tall with the spine. Exhale, we'll dive the arms down. Good, and then soften the knees. So not worrying about if you can touch your toes or wherever the hands land. We're just gonna fold forward and release the head. Soften the knees and grab opposite elbows. So from here, we'll shake out the head, yes and no, just really releasing tension again for a couple breaths in the upper body, and then start to feel the natural opening in the backs of the knees, the hamstrings, without changing anything or forcing any stretching there, just letting time, gravity open you up as we shake out the head. And breathe into those tight areas. Just really visualizing the breath circulating through the backs of the knees, the quads, the shoulders, and all the way into the head. Good, last breath here. As you exhale, just release the elbows. Inhale, find a half lift. So we're going to take the hands up the legs, find a flat back. Just make a little tabletop with your back. And then release. Take a giant step back with your right foot. So landing on the toes, find a low runner's lunge. So just checking in here, making sure that knee's not racing in front of the toes. Really strong, dropping the hips, feeling that deep stretch in the inner hips. And then finding a high plank. So planting the hands, taking a giant step back with the left foot. Good, and then pressing the hips high, finding a down dog. Good. So from here, we're gonna, again, just take our time getting into the hamstrings. So we'll go ahead and drop one heel, bend the opposite knee, and then switch sides. Drop the opposite heel, bend the opposite knee, and then just pedal it out, the dog. Slowly getting into those hamstrings. Keeping those hips lifted as you pedal. And then eventually evenly pressing those heels down towards the mat. The heart presses back towards the feet, releasing the head. And this is called a down dog. So really deep stretch in the backs of the legs, really strong in the arms. Really awesome inversion. Good. From here, we'll drop down the knees, find a tabletop posture. So we'll walk the hands underneath the shoulders. The knees are going to be about hips distance wide. The toes can be slightly tucked or just released, whatever feels good in the feet. We're going to find a couple cat-cows. So we'll spread the fingers nice and wide, really feel supported in those hands. And then we're just going to drop the belly, lift the hips, inhale. As the shoulders roll down the spine, the gaze starts to lift up, maybe towards the ceiling or just up slightly in front of you. This is called a cow posture. And then we'll move into cat, arching the spine as we exhale, dropping the hips, rolling the shoulders in, chin comes to the chest. We'll just move a couple times here. So inhale, open up, drop the hips, or drop the belly, lift the hips, shoulders roll down the spine as you find cow, gaze goes up. Exhale as you arch, drop the hips, arch through the spine, shoulders roll in, chin comes to the chest. Inhale as you open, drop the belly, lift the hips, gaze goes up. Good, should feel really warm in the spine, really open in the torso. Just keep moving here, exhaling as you close in cat. Just looking like a big cat, stretching after a nap. Inhaling as you drop into cow. Last round here, one more cat, one more cow. Exhale, arch, drop the hips, roll the shoulders in. Inhale, open up, find cow. Nice. And then we'll neutralize the spine, shake out the hips a little bit, and find child's pose. So this is always a really great posture to come to if you feel a little bit overwhelmed or, just feel a little bit tired from the day. We'll bring the big toes together. The knees can be wide, and that'll get you a little bit deeper into the hips, but if that's too much, just bring the knees together. And that's totally fine. That'll actually get you more into the low back. So just whatever your body needs, whatever it can vibe with, we'll press the hips over the heels, walk the hands forward, and melt the heart down. Maybe that forehead comes to rest on the mat. Good. So as you're in child's pose, just noticing the breath fill up in the belly, press against the legs. And then exhale and deflate. Slowing down the breath, evening out the heart, the breath, and tuning inward towards your body. Notice what you're feeling after those couple of postures we just did. What felt good? What didn't feel good? What postures can you go back to throughout a yoga practice if you feel you need a little bit more grounding or stability? Good. Last breath here. Nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the nose. And start to lift the head, come back into that tabletop posture. So separate the knees if you brought them together. Separate the big toes, hips distance wide. And then we're just gonna get into the side body a little bit. So gaze is gonna go over the right shoulder. That right hip is gonna come in, so just making a little C shape with the torso. We'll breathe deep into that left side body, so really open there. Good, inhale, come back through center. Gaze goes all the way over to the left side, over the left shoulder. Left hip comes in, aims to meet that left shoulder. Obviously it's not gonna touch, but just aiming that direction so you feel really open and stretched out in the right side of the body. Good, come back through center. Shake out the hips, even out the spine, and then tuck the toes, lift the hips. Find down dog. Press those heels towards the ground, might not totally touch the ground. A lot of our bodies are not made that way. So not worrying about how low they get, just feeling that opening in the backs of the legs. Those hips aiming towards the sky, that heart really aiming towards the feet. Good. From here, we're gonna inhale as we tippy toe ourselves up to meet our hands. So find that forward fold. Exhale as you land, hands come up to meet the feet. And then inhale, find a half lift, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, circle sweep the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, release. Good. We'll inhale the arms all the way back overhead. Exhale, dive it down, find forward fold. Inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, drop the hands, take a giant step back with the left foot, land on the toes, find a low runner's lunge, and then pause here, just dropping the hips, feeling that deep stretch in those hips again. Shoulders are gonna stay down the spine, so you're really tall, not rounding through the shoulders, protecting that upper back. And then giant step back with the right foot. Come into that high plank, lower it down like a little inchworm. So we'll drop the knees, drop the chin, and then drop the chest. Inhale, find cobra. So pressing the heart through the arms, dropping the belly, untucking the toes, pressing into the palms, lifting the heart, shoulders roll down. This is baby cobra. On our exhale, we're gonna tuck the toes, find that down dog. So lift the hips, press into the palms. Beautiful. When you're ready, we'll find three-legged dog. So kick that left heel high. And then we're gonna bring that left foot all the way through, finding that low runner's lunge. So if it can't quite make it all the way through, planting it down, just plant the foot halfway down, grab onto the back of the calf, pull it all the way through. Good, just making your way in that direction. However you wanna get there is beautiful. We'll open up into a warrior two. So that right heel is gonna drop about 45 degrees, finding a healthy space here. And then once you feel grounded, we're gonna windmill the arms open at a T. So we'll meet in warrior two. Drop the hips really low. The shoulders are gonna be over the hips, so we're not reaching too far forward, not reaching too far back, just right in the center. Shoulders down the spine. Press that left knee open. Really strong posture here. Drop the hips low. Inhale, find peaceful warrior. Right hand's gonna go down the right leg. Left arm is gonna reach back, and we'll keep those hips nice and low. Keep that left knee bent. Inhale, bring it up. Find that warrior two again. So arms out at a T. Exhale, extended side angle. Left elbow is going to rest on that left knee. Reach up with the right fingertips. Feel that right side body stretch. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Feel the burn in that left quad. Drop the shoulders, warrior two. We'll move through a flow. Windmill the hands down, plant it on the outside of that left foot. Kick the left foot back to meet the right, find a high plank. Lower down in that push-up chaturanga or that little inchworm that we found last time. So if you find that chaturanga, press those elbows back towards the back of the mat. Flip the toes, find cobra, just lifting the heart, or make your way into an up dog. The up dog is a little bit more open in the stomach, the heart, so that the bottoms of the hands and the tops of the feet are the only thing touching the mat. But that cobra option, your belly is grounded, shoulders roll back. So whatever feels better, just checking in. And then meeting in down dog, tucking the toes, lifting the hips. Pressing that heart back. Good. This time we'll make our way up to the front of the mat, find forward fold, tippy toe the feet up to meet the hands. Exhale as you land. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms high. Exhale, palms come together at prayer. Good, we'll find warrior two on the opposite side. So this time we'll take a giant step back with the left foot. Plant that heel at 45 degrees. Bend in that right knee. Open up in the knee, and then extend the arms out at a T. Drop the hips low. Shoulders are going to be over the hips. Feel really open in this stance here. So don't be afraid to find a wide stance with the feet. Good. From here, we'll take that left hand down the left leg, reach back with the right arm. Feel that stretch, that opening in the right side body. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Find extended side angle, move through that warrior two, and then bring it forward. Rest that right elbow on the right knee. Reach up with the left fingertips. Breathe into the left side body. Good, bring yourself back up. Warrior two, arms at a T. And then windmill that left hand up towards the front of the mat. Frame that right foot with both hands. Press that right foot back to meet the left. Move through that inchworm flow or that chaturanga. Bend the elbows, untuck the toes. Bottoms of the hands, tops of the feet planted in up dog or that belly grounded in cobra. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, find a down dog. Good. From here, we'll make our way down to our mat. So go ahead and drop the knees again, find that tabletop, walk the hands back towards the knees, untuck the toes, find a kneeling posture, and then spin the legs all the way in front of us, coming onto our glutes. Good, we'll scoot a little bit towards the front of the mat. And then find a staff forward fold. So from here, we'll go ahead and ground through the fronts of the sits bones. Move the glutes out of the way behind you. Nice tall spines. We roll the shoulders back. Soften the knees, don't want to overextend them. And then just softly flex the toes. From here, we'll take a deep inhale through the nose. And then exhale, fold that heart over the knees. Walking the hands alongside the legs or just letting them fall wherever they land. Focusing on that heart over the knees rather than how far those hands get down towards the toes. Keeping those shoulders down the spine, feeling that natural opening in the backs of the knees. Again, just letting your breath, kind of visualizing that air going into the backs of the legs, really opening up in those tight areas. And then inhale, bring yourself back up, bring that heart back up. Take the hands behind you, bend in the knees, plant the feet, scoot those hips forward. Take the heels a little bit wider than the hips, and then find windshield wipers with the knees. So we'll drop the knees over to the left. That right knee is going to land just on the inside of that left heel. Inhale the knees back through center, all the way over to the right. Getting deep into the hips. If you don't feel it quite as intense in the hips, you want a little bit more opening, take the heels out a little bit wider. If it's too much, just bring the heels in. And then let the knees fall side to side. Feel that intense hip mobility as you move side to side. Lots of tightness here from standing, walking, or even sitting all day. Good, last time, each side. And then bring the knees back through center. Heel toe the feet back in. Plant the feet. Keep the knees bent. Keep those feet planted. And then we're going to activate the core as we make our way down. So we'll extend the arms. And then keep those feet planted. We're going to slowly roll ourselves down, just focusing on each vertebrae of the spine. Tighten that core. Belly button aims towards the back of the spine. Make your way down. Good. Once you're on your backs, we'll hug the knees into the chest, interlace the hands in front of the knees. Rock and roll side to side. Roll out the ankles. And then finish off with a reclined twist. So we'll plant the feet. Bring the heels in nice and close towards the glutes. Take the hips up and over. Let them land on the left side of the mat. And then the knees are going to fall over to the right. So those knees are going to be stacked. We'll grab onto that left knee with your right hand and then let that left arm fall out beside you. So as much as you can, just let that left shoulder feel really heavy and open, aiming towards the ground. And then let that left hip also feel really heavy so that you feel that twist in the torso especially. You'll feel a deep opening, a deep stretch in that left hip. Just wringing out your spine, your torso like a little rag. If it feels good on your neck, maybe take the gaze over the left fingertips. Otherwise, just keep that head aiming up towards the ceiling. Good, last breath here. Inhale, we'll bring the knees back through center. Reset the hips back through center. And then plant the feet again, bring them in close towards the body. As you press into the bottoms of the feet, let the hips lift and plant on the right side of the mat. Drop the knees over to the left. Arm is going to come out beside you, that right arm's out beside you. The left hand is on that right knee. And then again, just feeling really heavy, like there's sandbags on that right shoulder and that right hip. So you feel that twist in the space in between. Fixing the gaze again over that right hand, if it feels okay in the neck, or gaze is going to go up towards the sky. Good. From here, we'll take one final breath. Inhale the knees back through center. Reset the hips. Hug the knees back into the chest one last time. Take the deepest inhale you've taken all day, all week. And then exhale, release the arms, release the legs out beside you. So we'll finish off with that reclined resting pose, that final corpse pose called Shavasana. Everyone's favorite posture, but also the hardest posture, just to find stillness, no movement, quietness in the mind and the body. The most important posture of the practice. Getting set up in a full surrender posture, so letting the toes fall out to the corners of the mat, the shoulders tuck under the spine, the arms face, or the hands face the ceiling. Opening and closing the jaw, releasing muscles in the face. Raising, lowering the eyebrows, softening the space in between. And then finding that soft gaze with the eyes, or closing down the eyes if that feels comfortable. And then just letting your body absorb this practice, everything that you learned, and just be as long as you need to be. Thank you all so much. Hope you feel a little bit more comfortable with yoga. You did a beautiful job. Namaste. If you enjoyed this video and feel great, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next flow.